hejthenerd, or hey the nerd, if that J sounds like a Y, is wondering about my layers on the Jetpack Blues Sunset Hues animation. So here we are in Jetpack Blues Sunset Hues. I used in this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 9 layers. The layers above this are my inking layers, so they don't count. Anywho, let me mute so I don't hear myself. Really, I didn't use that many all the time. The action layer at the end of the movie, it's just got an action that stops, and I think there's a replay button in that frame, so that one doesn't matter. This first layer has all the text, like right at the beginning of the animation, and then right at the end of the animation where I'm giving credits, so that one doesn't matter right now. This layer is the surrounding border around the animation. That way, if you view it in full screen, then you won't see the bleed off from certain lines like this. So right now that one doesn't matter. So with animating in, I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers, and the last layer at the bottom is the audio, which gets its own layer. And we're just going to be looking at a few parts of the animation and look at how the layers are stacking up. So when we scrub through, everything you see on here is on the same frame. So those are all keyframed. And then once these dramatic parts show up, you see this is a layer above. Well, let's go ahead up here where everybody's in. So we've got our bottom layer, which you can't see because the characters are in. You've got, this is a layer, this one, and ZZZZZ, and they're all on top of this background layer. So you only really use layers as you actually need them. Like once ZZZZZ gets all the way into frame, the background layer with the volcano in the back, it's disappeared because you don't see it anymore, so I don't use that, which the volcano is right here, or it would have been here. And then these 4 layers are these 4 guys, so we'll fast forward and we'll scrub on up here. And using 3 layers right here, the background is the volcano, the next layer is the trail that this guy is leaving, and then the layer above that is him actually jumping. And once we come on out of the smoke, we see that I'm motion tweening the bottom layer, which is the background, motion tweening the trail end, and it's transforming as it comes up. And then our actual guy jumping out, Roland, he's jumping out, and he's on top above the trail end. So now we're only using 2 layers. Yeah, 2 layers. So I'm still tweening the back, and you can see there's a keyframe here to where I changed the drawing, and then it's going to tween up and get bigger, and then I'll change it again, and then again, and then right here I just start drawing keyframes. Once it gets big enough, I delete the background because you don't need to see it. And this is just an effect. I just drew a big box and then took the brush tool and drew those in 1 frame at a time using the onion skinning. That way you can see. Well, actually it's not letting me see because it's locked. It's still locked. Yeah, there we go. The onion skinning. It'll let me see what's happened in the previous frame, so I can continue drawing the next frame. Keyframed up. Here's 3 layers. Roland is on the top layer, DJ Rico's on the next layer, and then the background is on the bottom layer. Most of the time it really is only 3 layers. If you want me to turn on the borders or the outlines, you'll see that's the background, DJ Rico, and then Roland punching. I think maybe I used more layers up here. Let me see. This is using 4 layers. Okay, let's see what these layers are. This one is the 1-ups. The next layer is pockets. The next layer is the bar. The next layer is the line between the bar that was moving and the word perfect. And it's actually layered wrong, but since this is a draft animation and everything's done in the same color, it really doesn't matter. But these 1-up mushrooms, since they're closest to the viewing, whoever's viewing, it should actually be on the top layer. Whoopsie. Here's 3. And this is doing the punches, the punch images. So it motion tweens in the that's the bottom layer. This is the next layer. 3rd layer. 4th layer. 2 layers here, background and character. There's only 1 layer here. God, these are really scribbly. It's because I knew I was getting really close to getting finished, so I was like, oh, I don't give a shit. I'm just going to doodle this shit and get it over with. That's why the ending wasn't very good. Yeah, that was a cop-out. That's just 1 layer tweening. This is 3 layers here. This layer is the projectiles. Each one of these are graphics. Well, each one of these are animated symbols that I created and stuck them all into 1 symbol. So these are, I think these are actually 3 symbols deep, and they were all put together so they animate in 1 frame. And then the next one is Roland. He's motion tweening. You can see he's a symbol too because his cape is moving, and there's no keyframes. And then the bottom layer is all these jaggy lines, which are symbols too. Yeah. There's 3 frames here. Top one is the explosion, middle one is characters, bottom one is background. That's as lame as it gets, buddy. I hope that helped out, because that was 8.5 minutes of boring on your all's side. Sorry, but I hope it helped.